Hey, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be ranking all the war stories in Battlefield 1 from worst to best. This video took a ton of time to make, so if you are actually watching this, please like and subscribe for more. The first story on this list is none other than Nothing Is Written.
What? Well, if you're taking
Hashtag trigger warning. Now, this war story isn't particularly bad. There's only one reason why I don't like this war story. Because of one guy. This guy right here. The reason I don't like him is because he violates what Battlefield 1 is at its core. Battlefield 1 is a non-biased World War I game. He obviously violates this. In the war story, he's seen as the bad guy. You are the good guy. And honestly, that's what I don't like about it. The overall war story is pretty good, and I think that it should deserve more love, but he just makes it trash. Honestly, if they took him out or make him a more likable character instead of the bad guy, I would think this is a really good war story. But I'm sorry, also, again, trigger warning, this has to go on last.
The world has taken to calling this man Lawrence of Arabia.
Second on the list is exactly what you expected. Anta v Savoia, or however you want to pronounce it. It's just bad, and I think that really, in a lot of people's opinion, you would think it deserves to go on the bottom. The first thing that it kind of fails to do is be a long war story. 2 missions to be exact. Just so you know, Through Mud and Blood and Friends in High Places have 4. Double.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, Dad. Take as long as you need.
That's not a very good start.
It's time I told you what happened to him.
The second thing is what I'm pretty sure most people are also against. It's the fact that you are practically Rambo. You are completely overpowered. On easy mode, enemies' bullets do about 1 damage towards you. 1 freaking damage. Your 200-round machine gun can mow down about 200 people with 1 magazine. Yes, it takes about 1 shot per each person, 1 or 2. That's really OP. And even enemy flame troopers, or flamethrower peoples, that's my grammar, are still weak in comparison to you. Do you know how overpowered you feel? You're Rambo. If anyone wants to feel immersed in a war story, this is not the one for you. You are Rambo. You're practically the main character in an action movie. Talking about the plot in this war story is really bad. It's probably drawn up by a 5-year-old. It's kind of like what you'd expect from an average movie. Well, not an average movie, a bad movie. Ones that have really run out of ideas. You have to find your brother who's in a different regiment than you are. So you have to attack different places and try to rescue him or save him before he dies. And then right in the end, when you think you've given up and trying to find his body and you think he might have survived, you find him. Which, like, come on guys, you could have thought of something new and different. It's like, what are you gonna expect from a war story these days? Like, that happens in everything now. Something where, oh no, I was so close to my brother and then he died and I found his body. If you know what I mean. It's just so average, if you know what I mean. Stop talking about how bad it is now, because now we're going to go on to a war story that's actually decent. Well, in my opinion. Obviously, some people are probably going to be pretty triggered in the comments, if anybody actually watches this video. Sorry about that laugh. And the second is Friends in High Places. Overall, a pretty decent war story. You, George Rackham, or actually Clyde Blackburn, impersonate George Rackham, and You become a pilot. You're actually American. You've become a British pilot. Well, you're still American, but you pretend to be a British pilot, and you fly around doing different missions. And during that, you crash into no man's land, which personally I find pretty cool. But as you can see from the footage, we're now on to the next one. It is none other than The Runner. I love this war story, and although it's quite a short one, I think it's the best. Well, obviously, it's not the best, but if you have played or know the war stories in Battlefield 1, you're gonna know what's next. But this one, you actually care for the characters. I feel like in a lot of the other ones, since they're so short, you know, all the war stories together don't equal many hours. They're so short that you never really care about any of the characters, except for The Runner. You care about these characters, and all I can say is that's what gives this value. This would be a bad war story, but it gives it value. Also, finally, it's not the year 1918. All the past ones all take place in 1918. Kind of annoying, but this one takes place in 1916, and you're not British. Or, I guess, in the last one, American. And the one on the #1 list is none other than Through Mud and Blood. I bet a lot of you expected this. It's just overall an amazing war story. You are a former chauffeur or car driver, and now you're a tank driver. And within the tank, there are multiple other people, and you actually care for them. There's McManus and Finch, and you care for these people, and I think that is amazing. And it just overall really shows what World War I was like. It shows destruction and no man's land, and I think that is amazing. And it shows tank combat. I mean, who doesn't like tank combat? Also, if you're wondering where the first war story, Storm of Steel, is, I didn't decide I would rank it, but just so you know, if I was to rank it, it would be right before The Runner. It would be third. Yes, third. Because it is amazing. It's a great introduction to Battlefield 1, and I love it, but I am not rating this, and I lost the footage of it, and I'm too lazy to re-record it. But, anyways, this took a long time. That's probably that is why I didn't record Storm of Steel, because I spent too long on the video already. But I spent a lot of time making this, so I would love if you would like, subscribe, and comment, put on post notifications, all that stuff for more. And see ya.